Welcome to our city, and here's what's going on this week around our city. On Friday, February 5th at 11 a.m., city employees will participate in National Wear Red Day in support of the movement to prevent heart disease and strokes. Later that evening at 6 p.m., Mayor Bowles will attend a Black History Month lecture at St. Elizabeth Episcopal Church, which is located at 305 North Broad Street. This discussion is part of a 3-day series in which the second lecture will take place on February 12th, and the third talk will be on February 19th at the same time. For more information, please contact Reverend Moore at 908-289-0681. If you need more information concerning these events or any others, please contact the Public Information Office at 908-820-4124. We'll be back with this week's segment after these words. Thank you.
We're creating tomorrow's jobs today. Kean University.
Welcome back to our city, where I'm pleased to be joined by Kenny Brown and Charlotte Brown of United Youth in New Jersey. Welcome to you both.
Thank you for having us.
Now, you guys have been around for quite a few years, and to some you may be a quiet hero, but to others they know about you. So for those who don't know, tell us about United Youth and how you got started.
Well, the United Youth of New Jersey started in 1995, and we've been around now. We're in our 21st year. It's a youth group, and we're servicing youth from the ages of 6 years old to 18. And the United Youth of New Jersey actually came about because my husband and I, we had just got married that June, and we started the youth group in September of that very same year. And what we wanted to do was something for the kids, because we saw a lot of kids hanging out on the street corners, and we wanted to occupy their time with something to do. So because I used to be on a drill team as a little girl, we came and created the United Youth of New Jersey Elite Drill Team, and from there we cast the Superior Drummers. Right?
Now, as you talk about the United Youth Drill Team, I don't know how, when, or where, but it has expanded over the years. Mm-hmm. And before we get into that, what's some of the highlights or some of the greatest memories that have happened over the years with United Youth?
Well, I would start with the drill team because that was our first program. We have been 2-time winners of the McDonald Gospel Fest in the stepping category. Actually, we were the first winners for the stepping category. And some of the other highlights
would be when we did an interview in Longside, we interviewed Clarence Still, who was a direct descendant of William Still of the Underground Railroad. And we was invited to his house. Actually, we were the last people to interview him, our kids. And that interview was priceless, the information that he gave us. And that was one of my most memorable.
So you had the interview, you've had Miss America, and these things have happened over the years. You said 21 years in existence.
21 years, that's correct.
Obviously, there's children who've aged out of the program. Once they age out, do they leave? Do they come back? What happens?
Well, we do have over 60% of our graduates do return, because the United Youth of New Jersey has a great reputation of keeping kids once we get them. And it just so happens that we have them at early ages, like 3rd grade on up past high school and into college. But what has been one of our blessings is because we're such a strong family knitted organization, once they come, everybody's like family. They always return. And like I say, 60% does. And they come back and they'll volunteer at our community service programs, or during the summertime we'll have some come back and work during our camp because they know how we like things done.
Now, as I think of United Youth, the first thing that comes to my mind is a drill team. But you ventured out over the years. You've done some amazing things, and one which really startled me was plays. How, who, I mean, I don't think of you guys as playwrights. How did this happen?
But you know what's funny about that is our first play was 1998.
1998.
In God's Hands at the Mickey Walker Community Center. That's actually the first play we ever did.
And you've also done fashion shows.
Yes, we've done fashion shows.
Yes.
So you start doing plays. Who's the playwright in the family?
Well, we both write. My husband is the researcher. I am the writer. So we just put together our talents and we create our scripts. And actually, we've been writing plays, like my husband said, since '98. But this is our 6th play we've just written, which will be produced, which was premiered at the Rollway Performing Arts Center.
Okay. And it's an excellent way to educate the young people and the adults, and also bring everyone together to be a part of the play.
Now, you just touched on something key there, Kenny. The play is intergenerational.
Yes, it is.
You have the seniors and the youth, just about everybody in the community involved.
That's right.
And it's also educational.
Yes.
Was that your intent, or is this just happen over the casting?
Always. That's one thing people really don't know about the United Youth of New Jersey. We was educating from day one. Always.
And
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. And on Saturday mornings, we have a true world history class, which we are educating the kids from 6 years old to 12. We've been doing that for many years, and we're still continuing to do it. But now we're just doing it through the arts, where we can educate them through our plays. So not only are they learning, but
Now,
they're also being educated.
The play you mentioned that took place in Rahway at the Union County Arts Center. What's the name of the play?
The name of the play is MLK, The Nightmare After the Dream.
And the casting, how did you cast the characters? How did that come about, or did it just fall in place?
Oh no, actually the casting was done through pretty much through just my husband and myself, knowing quite a few people and kind of studying them all through the years. And once we sat down and started to write, we started to compare the parts with different people that we know, you know, well-spoken people and people that are comical and so forth and so on. And that's how we came up with our actors. And the young man that's portraying Martin Luther King, his name is Elliot Fant, and he's actually a graduate of Kean University.
Okay.
And he's now a writer and he's a poet. So it was only perfect. I mean, that was perfect script for him, because he delivers the speeches so well. And our Coretta is none other than a law officer right here in Union County. She used to be a police officer out of Newark, and now she works for Elizabeth. She's a law enforcement officer here in Elizabeth. Her name is Asha McClendon,
Now,
and she's amazing.
Before you go any further, I want to point out one of my key or favorite characters in the play. Bill O'Day played Kennedy.
Yes, he did.
Lyndon B.
He
Johnson.
Lyndon B.
plays Lyndon B.
Johnson.
Johnson, President Lyndon B. Johnson.
How did you come about that? Because when I heard him speak, I was startled because this guy, I never knew he was an actor.
Well, actually, I'm gonna tell you how we met Bill. We went to interview him. We have a media program that also does our interview. We have young people that do interviews, and we went down to interview Bill O'Day in his office. This is when the Cultural Center was first being built, and that's how we began to scan his wall, to look at his wall and see all of his great work in New York and with playwrights and accommodations and so forth. So when we saw that, we were looking for a character in our play last year,
Mandela,
Apartheid to Die For. So we asked him to be in that play, and he was amazing in that play. And then his talent was so definitely, you know, there. So that's why we called on him again for this play, MLK, The Nightmare After the Dream. And his part that he plays, President Lyndon B. Johnson, and if you come see the play, which I'm sure you will, he does an outstanding job going into character as President Lyndon B. Johnson. He's an excellent actor.
And I guess I'm really impressed because I had no knowledge of him being an actor, but to see him in that role, he becomes Lyndon Johnson, and
That's
it's just
correct.
captivating. So
Yes.
kudos to him, and kudos to you
Yes.
guys for casting. Well
you.
job. Now, I don't want to give away the play, but there's one scene that I found riveting and had you on the edge of the seat with the 4 little girls in the church. How did you put that piece together?
Well, what we wanted to do was, a lot of times you read about the little girls that were bombed in the church and you hear about it, but so seldom do you see it acted out. And I'm a firm believer about visual learners. They learn better when they can actually see it coming to life. And that's what we wanted to do. And we wanted people to not only, like we say, not only think about the history about it and the books and so forth, we wanted them to feel as though it was happening in front of them. And by our characters getting into character, and by the music and the dances and the stage presence, it's amazing. And I've had so many positive reviews about that one particular scene because so many cried. And you know, that's when you know you hit home, when the tears start to fall. So we did what we set out to do. We accomplished what we set out to do. And that was good.
I cried also, but I didn't want to let that out. So.
It's all right, me too.
So you did the one in Union County, and you're now coming to Kean.
Yes.
What was the reviews and response of those who saw the first one?
Outstanding. Everyone. That's all. They just kept talking about it.
And they're still talking
about it. And they learned
it.
so much because a lot of the characters they didn't know anything about. You know, Clifford Alexander, a lot of people didn't know who he was.
Right.
And he was the civil rights advisor to Lyndon B. Johnson.
That's
There
correct.
would be no meetings without Clifford Alexander.
And he was in the
a
White
key
House.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in the White House even back then. So that tells you there was an African American sitting right there in the White House back in the 60s, talking and had his ear. So that was a good thing. And we wanted people to know that and understand that.
We were very blessed because we did 45-minute interview
Yes,
with
we
him
had
over the phone.
That's right.
That's how we
That's
got
right.
all this information,
That's
how
right.
Adam Clayton Powell came into existence, because we never knew he was there.
Yeah.
And he told us all this information.
And also
And that's
that
it.
Dorothy Heights sat at that table during the civil rights meeting that they had. Dorothy Heights
Wasn't
sat
just
there.
men.
It wasn't just men. But a lot of times when you see the pictures and you hear the history going on, you never hear Dorothy Heights. But it's important that they know a woman was at that table helping to fight for civil rights.
And the play Coming to Cane, what's the date, the time?
Oh, and let me just say, Dorothy Heights is portrayed by our councilwoman at large, Patricia Perkins Auguste, who does an extremely great job. And the date of the play is February 6th at the Wilkins Theater. And the time, the doors open at 2. The play starts at 3 o'clock. And it's going to be an amazing play. Again.
Again. The cast and crew also learned a lot from this play. There's a lot of things happen behind the scenes that maybe you don't know about, but a lot of research took place. And there was an information sharing in the dressing rooms in the downtime of the play. So I don't know if your intent was to educate the cast or just the audience, but it's a great piece, a learning tool that took place there. So hats off to you both.
Thank you.
That was our intent.
Well, that was, that was definitely
Actually,
an
it was.
intent,
Yeah,
yes.
actually
But that's
it was.
why during the rehearsals, we also told our actors to go home and research your characters so you can get in tune with them. And this way, when you go to portray it, you'll come out like a star, because it's as though they're actually looking at that character on the stage. And that's the good thing about it.
And you don't want to
And
have
they
that
did.
many African American men in a room and not, teach
Educate
them
them.
something and
That's
educate
right.
them.
That's right.
So I don't know if you want to reveal it, but after this one, I know you're going to take a break and relax, but
There's no break. But go ahead. Go ahead and ask.
Are there plans for anything for next year or no?
Bigger.
Oh yes, oh
Bigger.
yes,
Go
oh
ahead.
yes. We're now working on Black Wall Street, the true Sun People.
I'm curious to see how you pull this off, because there's a lot of action that took place during that time, and that's going to be.
We're going to twist it. We're going to make it. It's going to be real nice, but I'm not even going to give it away.
Okay.
Because we kind of got half of it done, but
Education, educational.
instead of focusing, a lot of people will focus on the Wall Street, but they need to focus on the tail end, the Sun People.
Right.
When they
And-
do their
and-
research, then they'll know.
For the youth that are still part of United Youth, what's the plans next for them? Anything?
Well, the United Youth in New Jersey will continue to work with our media program. We're working on their interviewing skills and interviewing techniques. They've already done quite a few impressive interviews. They've interviewed Mint Condition. That's with our young people that are learning to do what you're doing now. So actually, you can come be a teacher. But anyway.
And Suzanne, what's her name?
Susanna Douglas,
Douglas,
who's
yes.
one of the very well-known actresses in Hollywood. But she's done an amazing job, and she's worked. The kids have interviewed her as well. But there's a lot of impressive interviews, and we're working on their writing skills. They're working on a show, a 6-week series called Leon: The Adventures of Leon Small, where it takes different segments out of Leon Small's life, who is a young child that gets caught up in a lot of mischief. But they're doing that now.
Consequences of your actions. That's the basis of Leon Small.
Yes.
Any plans for cooking or no?
Yes,
Yes.
actually,
Yeah.
yes. Matter of fact, we're in the planning stages now. We have, the United Youth in New Jersey is starting a UINJ Restaurant Academy, which starts February 1st, next month. And we've partnered with Urban Griddle out on Route 1 and 9 in Elizabeth with George Vallejo. He and we both worked together to set up a program to put the whole family to work. So now we're putting the parents to work by teaching them a skill that's very, very, on demand right now, and that's the restaurant business. So we've got a lot of our adults that have signed up in that program.
And we guarantee them a job.
Okay.
And next year, we're also working on the culinary program for the kids.
Okay.
So we're speaking with a young lady now who teaches in New York, and she's willing to come to Elizabeth to teach our children here.
And before we wrap, one more time with the date and information for the play.
Yes, the play will be held at Kane University. The doors open at 2. The show starts at 3. It's there at Kane University Wilkins Theater, and the price is $12 a person. And we encourage you to come, so you'll have a ball. You can't miss it. MLK, The Nightmare After the Dream.
Is that like you practice a commercial home in the mirror? 'Cause you just
How old did they cut?
thank you for you both of you coming out, and we wish you much success.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in for this segment of Our City. We'll be back after these words. Thank you.